Right now, the gap between the government and the governed is wider than ever before. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you one example of that great gulf. I present to you the Attorney General, Richard Hermer. Like one of those infamous mafia lawyers of yesteryear, Hermer always chose a particular type of client. Shamima Begum, Osama bin Laden's right-hand man, terrorists involved in 7/7. Since taking office, the advice we're told Lord Hermer has given to Starmer and his cronies, like to give away the Chagos Islands to an ally of China and to pay billions of pounds for the privilege. In each and every one of these incidents, he's wasted no time establishing himself as a useful idiot for our enemies. His rise symbolizes the central truth of Keir Starmer's government. Labour is just not on Britain's side. Why on earth? Why on earth? Thank you. Why on earth would Britain's Attorney General change the law to enable our country's enemies to sue the very government that he represents? Well, it makes more sense when you realise that another of Lord Hermer's old clients was, you guessed it, Gerry Adams. Gerry Adams. Not long ago, a man with his past would have had no place in mainstream politics. Now he sits around the cabinet table and he influences the biggest decisions about our country. The same cabinet table that the IRA tried to blow up in 1991. Shame on him, and shame on the man who appointed him. Now, last week at Labour conference, Labour lined up to attack me for scrutinising judges, for mind-bogglingly absurd judgments, like the Albanian criminal who avoided deportation because his son didn't like the taste of chicken nuggets in Albania. Labour just don't get it. They don't get it. They really don't. Now, you might be wondering, what have I got in this box? Well, don't worry. I'm not about to do a Michael Fabricant tribute act. This is actually serious. For those of you at the back of the room who can't see, I have here a judge's wig. It's something we should all respect and revere. When a judge dons a wig, it signifies the transition from their everyday personality, their identity, to that of a legal arbiter. It's a visual representation of the judge's role as an unbiased mediator, focused solely, only, on upholding the law and delivering justice. An unbiased mediator. That is what a judge should be. And that is what the vast majority of judges in our legal system do. They wear the wig. They respect and revere it. And that is why, in turn, our legal system is respected and revered all around the world. But we've got a problem. Conference, we have a problem. It's one that Labour choose to ignore. Today, I've uncovered dozens of judges with links to Open Borders charities who take to social media to broadcast their Open Borders views, who spent their whole careers fighting to keep illegal migrants in this country. Some even continue to do so whilst astonishingly serving as judges. It's like finding out halfway through a football match that the ref is actually a season ticket holder for the other side. The public rightly ask, how independent are they? They dishonour generations of independent jurists who came before them, and they undermine the people's trust in the law itself. Judges who blur the line between adjudication and activism can have no place in our justice system. Which is why we won't just tinker with a broken system and reform immigration tribunals. We will abolish them, once and for all. And we won't stop there. We will restore the proper role of our judiciary, putting ultimate power back where it belongs, in the hands of Parliament and ministers, accountable to you, the people of our country. So I can announce today that we will restore the office of the Lord Chancellor to its former glory. We will reverse the constitutional vandalism of Tony Blair and New Labour. The Lord Chancellor will once again appoint the judges. No more quangos. And they will be instructed never to permit political activists of any political hue to don the wig ever again. They will also be responsible for issuing new sentencing guidelines. The two-tier sentencing council is not fit for purpose, so it must be abolished altogether. Never again will this country and our people face the prospect of two-tier justice under two-tier Keir. Every single person treated exactly the same. Not equity, equality. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Conservative, no, that is the British way to do justice. Now, I know you are all wondering, who's the fourth blonde that I mentioned at the beginning? The one who will point the way to how we recover the fortunes of our party. Is it Margaret Thatcher? Not this time. Is it Boris Johnson? No. Lord Heseltine. Bear with me. As you can imagine, Michael Heseltine and I do not agree on everything. But he told me that when he was a young man in opposition back in the 1970s under Margaret Thatcher, he would wake up every morning and he'd ask his wife, how am I going to fight Labour today? And at the end of the day, he would lie in bed again and he would ask his wife, well, he obviously wasn't a very romantic man. Tomorrow, how am I going to fight Labour? Now, I don't say that to my wife in bed. But I do think it. And that is what each and every one of us must do. Fight this failing Labour government. Fight for the future of our country. And when we fight, we win. Like forcing Sadiq Khan to go after those fare dodgers who blight the capital, stopping two-tier sentencing rules and guidelines, and ensuring there is equality before the law for everyone. And most importantly, led by Kemi, shaming the Labour government to ensure there is a full national inquiry into the rape gang scandal. Don't let anyone tell you that opposition is pointless. It matters. And right now, with this government, it matters more than ever. And conference, your support matters too. To the door knockers, the pavement pounders, the envelope stuffers, the tweeters, the TikTokers, the members, the councillors across the length and breadth of this country. Let me say to you, each day, in all kinds of ways, you are getting things done, far away from the wood-panelled corridors of Westminster. I say thank you. Thank you for everything that you are doing. You are making our country a better place. And please, though it may feel tough, don't ever forget what you are doing for all of us right now. Thank you. Now we all know that feeling when you've eaten too much and you simply think, enough. As those of you who've known me for a while will know, I used to feel that a lot more than I do today. But speaking to people out in the country, I think the British people are using that same word, enough. Enough of being overlooked. Enough of being treated like fools. They see it, don't they? When they watch freeloaders brazenly walk out of shops laden with goods they haven't paid for. They hear it when morons blast music in public places with utter disregard for others. And they feel it when they see the police ignore all these things, yet find time to knock on someone's door and scold them for a post on social media. Dismissed, derided, demeaned for so long. The British people are patient and they are tolerant, but only up to a point. They've had enough. Now, I've read countless stories about how talented young people are abandoning the UK. They're emigrating to Dubai or Singapore or Australia, and not just because of the weather. Conference, this is my message to you. We may be a little bit down, but our country is not out, because there is a better way. There is so much good in our country that's worth fighting for. We've got so much to cherish about who we are. Blue remembered hills seen from black country towns, big skies over the flat acres of Nottinghamshire, the best farmers, food and drink, beer in the world, from Aberdeen Angus steaks to Hawkstone lager, a love of pubs, our love of animals, the common law, jury trials, a royal family so admired that they make the most powerful man in the world go weak at the knees, a military that has defeated every force on the planet, the roar of the crowd at Twickenham as the Red Roses beat the Canadians, or Chris Wokes, arm in a sling, goes out to bat at the Oval, the quiet kindness of our hospice movement, the millions of volunteers whose helping hands and broad shoulders make our society strong, the spirit of builders, of makers, of doers, of givers. These are the reasons our hearts swell when we think of Britain. I see it, Conference, and so do you. I see it when I travel around our country, even making the occasional video. I've developed a Michael Portillo-esque knowledge of Britain's motorway service stations. So if you're watching, hello to my friends at Greggs at Peterborough North services. You might see me later this week. But above all, as I've been visiting communities, I've asked a lot of questions. And I'm telling you, out there, the spirit is strong. I felt it when I went to Epping and stood with mums, local mums, sick of illegal migration and determined to keep their families safe. I felt it when I went out with tradesmen, gas fitters like my dad, sick of their livelihoods being wrecked when scumbags break into their vans and nick their tools and sell them in plain sight at the local car boot sale. I felt it when I talked to folk putting up flags, sick of their identity being sneered at. The collapse of the old order is in sight. A new one is coming because the British people are fighting back. And conference, there's absolutely nothing that Labour can do to stop them. The only choice we have is whether we have the spirit to fight with them. Are we going to quit when the going gets tough? No. Are we going to dig deep and fight like never before? Yes. How long will our battle last? As long as it takes. Because Britain, for all its present flaws, is too precious to lose. Let me not see our country's honour fade. Let us see our land retain her soul, her pride, her freedom. Conference, every tide turns. I can feel Britain's fortunes turning. So let's pick ourselves up. Let's dust ourselves down. Let's draw on Britain's greatness to make it greater still. Let's fight for a better future. Let's build this new order. Let's take our country back. Thank you, conference.